Hello everybody! I hope you are doing well wherever you are on the planet today. You may have noticed in the past few months that I have been off social media for a while. But I have been off of social media because in addition to the pandemic, there have been a few things that have been kind of dark that have been happening. One is that my mother sadly passed away, so it has been a dark season. Plus, of course, with the virus and all sort of the crisis of that, and just very sad, all of that stuff. I was just really kind of watching and listening to everything that was going on rather than posting. And because of the coronavirus, all of my music shows for 2020 are canceled. And I guess, you can always sort of look at things positively, which I try to do. And taking a break can be good. And actually not only for your muscles of your fingers and everything, but also to kind of revamp yourself and think about new ideas and things like that. Some of my folk friends have been playing shows online, which I had considered. But the problem was, and I'll just be honest, the audience members were not donating. Some of the bigger names in folk were doing shows. They did like a series of 3 or 5, and people were just watching and not donating. So it was kind of hard to justify all that work, which it is, setting up and doing all that stuff, kind of hard to justify that. Plus, playing into a camera is a lot different than playing to a room of people. And the thing about the folk music scene is that it's so intimate, and that usually, a house concert or a show, that people are right there all together in a group, and very kind of the musicians talk back and forth with the audience members and joke and stuff like that. So it's very dynamic and very wonderful. And then just to sort of play into a camera, even though it would just be for a short time, I thought I saw some of the artists were thrown off a little bit. It's sort of hard to not have energy to reflect back on in order to really get a good show going. So that's sort of why I chose for not to play online. I probably could have. I'm not sure how joyous it would have been. I mean, that was another thing. But I think it's important. It was important to people to have music and to listen. Because of the pandemic and the cancellation of the shows, I am starting something until the world opens up again. And what I am doing is I am creating these dolls, these little fairy dolls. They're sleeping fairies. And it's a very interesting story. I had actually tried to do this many years ago and just got sidetracked. But at that point, I had actually bought some of the supplies to make these dolls. So recently, about a month ago or so, I was up in the attic looking for something else, and lo and behold, was this basket of supplies that I had obtained. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was dusty and everything. I had really completely forgotten about it. So it was very surprising. And I said, that's what I'll do. I'll start making these dolls. And I think they're going to be so nice. They're so sweet. They're sleeping and they're going to have wings. They're all handmade by me. And hopefully we'll be collaborating with some other people in terms of the fabric and things that are going to be used. And but the faces are made from a clay that I will be forming into the faces. And and the materials are going to be our natural materials, as ecologically conscious as possible. And I'm also very glad to say that there are about 5 kinds of dolls from all races, from I guess the major races. And we have African American, we have Caucasian, Asian, Hispanic, and Native American. And I think that's going to be really exciting. And I'm hoping that maybe some of the clothing will reflect their heritages. And I think it's timely. I think it's going to be great. You see in this video, there are pictures of their heads that are being painted. And So I'm very excited about that. Sleeping Fairies, I'm probably going to be selling them on the Etsy shop. They're going to be affordable, they're going to be collectible, and they're just really enchanting, everything about them. So I hope you get to see them very soon. I'm thinking maybe within a month or so I'll have all the design ready to put together and to have up online. So it's something to look for. In terms of songwriting, it's amazing. My mind is completely blank. I think I'm just so focused on watching what's going on in the world and being careful. I've had maybe 3 or 4 times where I've had short snippets come to my mind of a little passage of a song or something. Really just like 20 seconds worth, if that. And then it just fleetingly goes away. And that wasn't until recently even. Otherwise, it's like a blank space in the songwriting area. And I think that's just really from staying vigilant about what's going on in the world and not really focusing on inward at all. So those are the things that are going on with me, and I will, of course, bring you along as things develop. I just wanted to check back in. I wanted to make sure you know that I am still here, and I'm very interested in what you're doing. So be sure to either, if you're watching this video on Patreon or on YouTube or wherever, to comment and say, say what you've been doing. I am still very excited about my Patreon page, which is the Patron of the Arts group that I have. And I have been creating not very much, not as usual, not as much this year because of everything going on. But I encourage everyone to check it out and would love to have you be part of that group. It's patreon.com. And it is set up like a Patron of the Arts. It's you subscribe to my creations and my songs and drawings and things like that, and it's pay what you wish, it's pay what you want. So it's really great. And I have in this time been really kind of looking, watching and reading and stuff, a lot of spiritual things. I find that in times of fear, it's really good to just reconnect with your spiritual life. I think it helps quite a bit. And one of the things that I heard that I will close this video with that I think is so helpful is that it's about ourselves. You hear about talking about the present all the time, and sometimes it's hard to even imagine that. But one thing that was very helpful is you are how you are right now. This is you right now. So if you stop for a minute, don't think about the future, don't think about the past. How are you feeling right now? In general, that's you right now, and in the future, that's not you. Maybe you are going to become that, but that's not you. So that's about it for now. That's kind of a big block of things that are happening, and I'm just so glad to be talking to you again. Please, again, leave some comments below, get a conversation going. I would love to hear from you. I usually hear from people when we're out at the shows. I'm not going out to the shows this year at all, so please stay in touch. I do not want to lose contact. We really had a great thing going there. We just keep talking and stay in touch so that when all this is over, we can get right back together and have wonderful evenings and days together. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll speak to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.